In this exciting episode, we're going to sort out a place for this to live whilst we're out camping in my DIY off-road camper. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm Daryl. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to have a look at where this goes when we go camping. And it's not where it goes when we travel. We'll get to that later. It's where this goes when we set up. And there's a few options that we have there. Now, initially, when I'm going to do the fit out for the drawbar box on this camper, I was going to get this camp kitchen, and it's a ready built item, and on top of it it's got a fridge slide, and underneath it it's got another long slide out. That half of the slide out is a workbench, the other half is somewhere where you can put a gas barbecue, and it would fit this Weber Baby Q on quite well. It's quite elegant for the money, and I think it's about $399 all up. So it's powder coated aluminium, and you'd think, oh well, I'll just go and buy that, that saves me building something. My problem was though, is that it was 30 kilos. And I thought, well, it's 30 kilos for that. We add a 30 kilo fridge on top, there's 60 kilos, plus whatever we put in the fridge. You know, we could be up to 70 or 80 kilos just in that setup. And it was like, oh, I really don't want to go there. So my other option was what a lot of people with a teardrop or square drop would do, and a table that attaches to the side or the back of the camper. And they attach with this male and female aluminium extrusion, and one side would attach to the camper wall, the other side would attach to the side of the table, and they just come in and out like that. That holds it to the camper. However, you do have to have a leg on it somewhat to stop it bending down. You could have a leg that goes down to ground level, or what most people do is there's a hinged leg that sits against the camper. Now, some of these tables are absolutely gorgeous. They're some of the commercial guys that are really good at woodworking. These tables, they're just little works of art, and I love them a lot. But for me, it's just another thing that I've got to set up and put down and then store when we're traveling. And that storage is, where would I put it? It'd be something else I pack in the drawbar box of the camper. A lot of commercial campers will have a place in the galley where you can just push it against the wall, and they'll have a slide down clasp or something that will hold it. I did think about doing that in the galley because I do have the room for it. But for me, again, it's just another thing that I have to set up and put down. So, not for me. The other options that I have available to, you know, put this Weber Baby Q BBQ on, one of the barbecue arms that attach to the drawbar or underneath the camper, you slide the arm in, do it up, and they've got a metal tray on the end of them, and you just sit your barbecue on that tray. But again, for me, I've got to set it up, put it down, and then store it somewhere. Again, the arm doesn't fold up into a small enough piece either. And apart from that, I've got a table of some description, which I don't want to be carting another table around just to put the Weber barbecue on. Now, as you guys well know, recently I was at our annual caravan and camping expo here, and I was happy as a pig in poo, just wandering around, enjoying the day. And it was a light bulb moment. Why aren't I looking at the screw-on picnic tables that go on the sides of these caravans? And I will admit that I have looked at them in the past and I've discounted them because a lot of the time they're made of a lightweight plastic, and they're really only meant to put, you know, your cups or whatever on. But I did think to myself, surely there's some enterprising people out there that have made something that's suitable for me. And there is, and I've found them. This is a TRA branded caravan picnic table. This is rated at 25 kilos. The Weber Baby Q is 10 kilos, and that leaves me with 15 kilos worth of food to put inside that, and I don't think 15 kilos of food would fit under the lid. This is more than acceptable for what I need. It's also powder coated aluminium, so it's not going to melt, which is another good thing. And it just screws to the side of the camper. That folds down. The base on this is stainless, which is really nice. So so that'll keep well. With this comes with two 12-volt lights and a USB charger port on it. I'm not going to use those, and the reason I'm not going to use those, I'll just fold that up for a moment, is because where I'm going to mount it, I've got a 12-volt outlet here and I've got an external light over the top of it, so I don't need these. So that saves me some wiring and the like. Another reason why I'm not too fussed about these is that the USB port is the old school square USB port. Everything I use nowadays seems to be USB-C, and so I'm changing everything in the camper over to USB-C. I do have some ports coming, USB-C ports. I think they're rated at 60 amps output, so it'll be very interesting to see if that will charge my laptop without having to have 240-volt AC block. So yeah, they're on their way. They'll be here next week, so I'll look at those when they get here. But with this, the other concern I had with it was when you open it, would the heat affect the side of the camper? And this one actually came with a backing plate that when you screw it in, and this is also powder coated aluminium, that fits in as such. And that will hold any heat that comes off the back of the Weber. So I actually think that this is a really good solution. It's easy to fit. This comes with all the screws. Just luckily, the screws are just short enough that I can use them, which is good. Around the lip here, I'll just put a bit of Sikaflex and Sikaflex adhesive, and that will give it more strength. The only thing that you would need to be worried about with this sort of thing is, would the sidewall of your camper or caravan hold the weight? So you need to work out, is the sidewall of my camper, is it hollow? You know, what sort of construction is it? And you'd really want to work that out before you start screwing it in. I'm okay because this is solid 18mm plywood with a composite 4mm composite aluminium sheet over the top. So structurally, I could probably mount whatever off the side of this and it'd be fine. And enough chatting, let's get this thing fitted. With placement of this table, it can't go back any further than this line. That's the arm for the 270-degree awning, and attached to that awning we sometimes run the tent section. So the tent section would come down here and come in about that far. So that would be to the edge of this table. I want to try and get some symmetry, so what I've done is I'll line up the centre mark of the table with this line coming down from the USB port. And the base of the table I'll line up with the bottom of this door, and I've already marked that out here. So first up, I'm not going to put the Sikaflex behind. What I'll do is I'll put in one screw, we'll get our level with the other screw, and then we'll take it off, put the Sikaflex on, and then put the rest of the screws in. And I'm just going to put one screw in the middle of it. So what I've done is I've centered it, I've put one screw in the middle which holds it there but lets me swing it, and then I've got it plumb flat on the board. And I've gone over the window, the door and the mudguard, and they're all plumb flat too, and where we should be with this tape. So I think we're good enough to put another 2 screws in. And we're still plumb, which is good. So I'll put one more screw in. And then we can take it off and we can put the Sikaflex on it. So this is now Sikaflexed, and those 3 screws gets me back into the position I was in. So now it's just putting the rest of them in. Now with the backing plate for this, I'm just going to put on some 2-sided tape, and we'll press that backing plate on. just in case I need to get it off for whatever reason. It's easier to get off with the two-sided tape than the Sikaflex. And this is finished. And I think that's turned out really good. And this is it with the Weber BBQ on the table. You can see there's plenty of room at the back. It fits well side to side. The lid opens fine. It really doesn't stick out much further than the mudguard, which is good, so it doesn't intrude too much. And it's pretty solid. I've got to be pretty happy with that, I think. And best of all, if we take the Weber off it, we're ready to go. How good is that pack up and put down? And that's all done now. It was very easy to install. It was just trying to make sure that it was in the position I wanted it in and it was square. But apart from that, it was simplicity itself. Cost of the shelf, I didn't get it through TRA Australia's website. I got it through ebay.com.au, and it was between $175 and $180 delivered as an eBay Plus member. So for that money, I'm really chuffed. It looks a quality item, but you know, time will tell. But it seems pretty sturdy, and it's easy to put up and set down. So that was exactly what I was after. Now, I was going to get a gas bottle holder for this, but the company that I wanted to buy it from haven't got stock at the moment, so I'm just waiting for that to come in. But as soon as that comes in, we'll install that too. And it should be quite a nicely set up unit now for the Weber and the gas bottle. But this is the first of a few tweaks I've got coming for this. Quite looking forward to them actually, because it'll really tie it all in together. And as they say in motor racing, racing improves the breed. Well, with caravans and camper trailers and the like, camping improves the breed. You've really got to use them to work out where you would want things, because in the beginning I was going to put this on the other side in the back corner, and since we've used it, it's like this is a really good place for it. So yeah, chuffed as. That's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.